Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Yes, good evening and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're all well. Joining me to preview the next round of Premier League fixtures on Kop to Bottom is Doyle, aka Doylad, aka just lad, basically. Yeah, how are you, Doyle?
What's happening? I'm all right. 2021, isn't it? So
yeah, first time I've seen your beautiful face in the new year. So happy New Year to you, brother. I hope everything is a success. I have to say.
Me too. You too. All of that stuff, lads. Let's hope that Liverpool win the league as well, isn't it? Because at the moment, lads,
must be something to do with that face mask. It's looking really good, mate.
Radiant, lads.
Radiant, cuz. Listen, nothing wrong with a face mask. Absolutely not. Trust no other few. No James today. Struggling to get hold of him, unfortunately. So it will just be myself and Doylad. But that doesn't mean to say that anything will change. Please, as you are already, keep getting your comments in. Keep liking the video. Keep commenting on the video. And keep subscribing if you haven't already. Don't unsubscribe to resubscribe. Just subscribe if you haven't already. Very simple rules. Let's get into a few of the comments. David, as always, says, hey, Alex and everyone. Good man, David. Go, pal. Hey, Alex and everyone. Oh, very nice today. Hi, lads, from Nico. S Wilson 29, yes bro, go pal, hi Doyle, and all that stuff there. Right, so only 3 fixtures that we're going to be previewing today. One of them is actually happening very, very soon at 8 o'clock, I do believe, and that is Arsenal versus West Brom. We're going to get into that one first, Doyle. I mean, we've obviously just come off the back of a hugely disappointing draw to West Brom at Anfield. What happens the next game? They get absolutely slapped up 5-0, which is a disgrace. And now
literally giving them goals as well, lads.
Literally giving them the goals. Own goals from 20 yards. Literally, you could write it. So when they kick off tonight at 8 o'clock, obviously, you know, kind of, it's hard to predict this one because West Brom and Arsenal, to be fair, are consistently inconsistent. Yes. They play out of their skins, and Sam Johnston turns into Gigi Buffon. Saves that Firmino header in the last minute, and then they get smashed at home 5-0 by Leeds in the next game, right? So whatever form you have got, it kind of goes out the window a little bit when these two play. West Brom, well, three defeats in the last 5. One of those was obviously a draw against us, but Arsenal 2 wins in a row now, Doyle. Are they starting to pick their form back up, or is this just a little bit of a blip in the matrix, and will they go back to regular programming and maybe not win tonight? West Brom, Arsenal, how do you see it?
It's one of them type of things. I feel like we've got to give them credit where it's due. They have played well, and they've won games that everyone thought they wouldn't, and they won them really convincingly as well. So it's one of them, lads. Yes, I think they are on a bit of form. I think going into this, they've got momentum, and West Brom do not. I think that's going to play into the minds of West Brom players. I just feel like it'll be like one of them 1-0ers where Lacazette gets a goal or they'll get a pen, and it'll be one of them type of stupid games. But yeah, I feel like Arsenal can win this one. I think 1-0 to Arsenal.
1-0 to the Arsenal, as the famous song goes. Yeah, I mean, again, Arsenal in the last 2 games, a 3-0 against Chelsea and a scruffy 1-0 away in the league to Brighton. So, I mean, that is I think this is actually the first time they've won 2 games in a row since the first 2 games of the season. Yeah. So it goes to show that, yes, you can kind of wiggle together a bit of form, but it's all about the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8 games in a row. How long can you last for? Arsenal currently still lingering down in 14th place, West Brom 19th. So technically, I mean, a few people could well call this a relegation fight. Arsenal only 12 points ahead of West Brom, who have only won once so far this season, West Brom. Arsenal won 6, lost 8, -3 goal difference. Do you think this could be the kind of one, Doyle, where if Arsenal do win 2 or 3-0, quite convincingly, then they could actually make a late sneak? I mean, listen, the Europa League places are probably where they're aiming for this season. I can't lie. I've just got a message there from James Redmond. He's saying he can come on. Let me just send him the link again.
To answer that question,
carry on, Doyle.
To answer that question, I feel like Arsenal are gonna have another dip in this season. Let's not get mistaken here, lad. This team are still rubbish. They're still looking for the feet, lad. They just found a bit of form again, lad, which they needed. And they only found a bit of form because they took all of their players out and replaced them with somebody else because he had to, because they got injured. That was how they won against Chelsea. So it's one of them type of things where if they continue to play with that bit of hunger when he puts them other type of players on the fringe players, then yeah, they can win these types of games. But otherwise, they're going to have another dip anyway later down the season, lad. So yeah, they can get a 7th or a 6th place, maybe 8th or something with this type of form that they're doing at the moment.
I mean, the form. Let's forget the team and the players and the manager. That's another conversation. But the form is relegation form. I mean, I know they've won 2 in the last 2 games, but genuinely, without Aubameyang at Arsenal in the last year or half, they would have been fighting relegation. There's no two ways about it. I think obviously when we linked up with the AFTV lads in the summer, the debate was Aubameyang or Salah. I mean, I wish we had that debate now because it would just be a laughable. It would be a non-event, really, wouldn't it? So West Brom, Arsenal. Then let's give this one a prediction. It's a tough one because, again, as much as West Brom have been playing awfully this year, it still isn't a nice place to go to, especially on a cold Saturday night. And I mean, we've fallen under the pressure at going to West Brom, right? I think the last time we played there in the Premier League, it was a 2-2 draw. We kind of threw that the way. The year before, I think we lost there. I remember Brendan Rodgers' first ever game as Liverpool manager. We lost 3-0 away at West Brom. So it is difficult to rule out the home team, even when they are West Brom, I have to say. And it is a tough place to go to. But I do think Arsenal will the thing is, mate, we can say this, but we just don't know what Arsenal are going to turn up. They could win this 4-0 or they could genuinely lose 4-0. There's just no in between with Arsenal. I'm not
50-50
too sure.
with them. And it's the same with West Brom, though, lad. They might slot another own goal. Who knows? Or he might be GG Buffon, lad. Who knows?
Who knows? Depends what Weetabix he's had this morning. But West Brom, Arsenal, I'm going to go with a 3-1 Arsenal win on this one. I think their away form hasn't been great. They obviously just won away. But before that, I mean, I'm not saying that West Brom are a big team, really, but their away form in the kind of last 5 or 6 years against the top 6 has been dreadful. But I do think they will pick up the points today. Let's get into some more comments from you guys on this game in particular. Big up to Jordan Phillips watching from South Africa. We love that. And you're about to be seeing James Redmond on the channel as well. Who else? The Unbearables 2020. What a great name that is. Gunners 2-0. And Dicko is going for 3-3. A big scoring one there at the Hawthorns tonight for Ant. And Louis, quick question for us both then, Doyle. Obviously, we watch AFTV, and we've been on AFTV many times. Who's your favourite from there? Like, funniest?
The funniest fellas... Go on, I'll let you answer it first, Gilly.
The funniest? I like they're all funny, I can't lie. Whether you like them or not, when Arsenal are losing, you go to there to watch 4 or 5 funny guys and girls just absolutely being very frustrated with their team. So they all have their moments. They're all very funny. I think the funniest, even DT can be very funny. Remember that time he wound me up before we went on the stream? He's like, you're wearing Puma and Nike. And he proper got in my head. I can't lie. But the funniest, I think the most deluded would be Ty. I don't think there's any question about that. The most deluded. But I'm going to go with the funniest Troops. Like, me and you like Troops. We go on with Troops. I know James is a big fan of Troops as well. I know he's not actually on AFTV, so we can't even say Troops anymore. I'm going to say, I think Lee Judges, to be fair. Some of the memes that have come out about him recently, you know, the bowl fella. DT always calling him Voldemort and stuff like that. So, here he is. Look, the third member of the Kop to Bottom party.
No, I'm a dickhead. Let me tell you why I'm a dickhead. Because I said to myself this morning, when I said, can we move the show to later on? I said to myself, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be square. Mate, I don't know if you can tell. I haven't just had a spliff. I've just been a kip. And it's just one of them things. I don't know if you can see me fucking bedhead as well. But nah, I'm sorry about that, man. Sorry, the Kop TV viewers. How are we?
It's all right, mate. Very good, mate. He's finally here. We're actually talking about AFTV, James. Who's the funniest that we know and that we've worked with? I've said funniest at the minute is Lee Judges. Doyle's going to give his answer as well.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, go ahead, Doyle. You go first.
Lads, my whole thing just went off when you asked the question. So repeat the question, Gilly, lads.
What's your answer? Who's the funniest AFTV member currently?
Oh, Troops, lads. I mean, just
no, but he can't say Troops. He's left.
He's not there.
All right. Okay, yeah. Well, then Lee, because the stuff, and I'll say why. Because he actually talks sense as well, lad. He doesn't just talk nonsense. He actually talks sense, and he talks sense into the other lads who go mad over nothing, lads. Do you get what I mean? So I like him, lad. And he's funny as well because he keeps them in check, lad. So him
and DT got a bit of beef going on at the minute. DT always calling him Voldemort. DT gets called Rag and Bone Man. James, who do you reckon?
DT's always angry though, mate. That's just the way it comes with DT, lad. Like you know that you're gonna get a rant and you know that he's gonna be upset. Lee's hilarious right now. He's killing it at the second, but I'm not gonna give the same answer as you, and I'm gonna say Ty. I like Ty.
Oh,
do you know what? Do you know what it is?
Most deluded though.
Yeah, but
he's crazy,
still though, lads, he backs his players, and like I respect it. He says some crazy shit, but so have I. So not as bad, but he still says some mad stuff.
There was a clip that came out of Terry put it up from the football terrace, and there was a clip from a couple of years ago where they did a phone-in show called Fan Park, and someone calls up Ty and goes, "I'm an Arsenal fan. You're so deluded." He goes, "You know me to call me deluded, then, dude? Do you know me? Do you know me? Do you know me?" And he kept speaking over this like kid who'd called up to have a go at him, and he just can't take it. He can give it up, but he can't take it, Ty.
Nah, that's one thing I've noticed. He can't take it. That's true, mate. He gets aggy when you give it back to him, doesn't he?
Yeah. Back onto this one, though. Nico reckons 1-0 to West Brom. We've already kind of previewed this one, James. I mean, a couple more comments coming in here. 2-0, a 3-3 Ant reckons for this one. 2-0 to Arsenal. 2-2. Mikel isn't doing what he needs to do. 1-0 West Brom. Honestly, this kind of... Well, it's anyone's really with the predictions like that. What do you reckon, James? I'm gone 3-1 Arsenal.
I'm saying a draw. I think it's not even the fact that I think it's just I just don't think how you can expect Arsenal to be back in a sense, because even though they've had two fantastic wins, the most recent being Brighton, which how good would that Chelsea win look if they didn't beat Brighton? It wouldn't have fuck all. And so at least they've done that. I'm giving them the credit there. That being said, I feel like it's one of them games. Sam Allardyce, he always goes with the game plan of let's sit back, let's use the players that we've got, let's sit back, let's use the counter. One of them things. He's gonna have that same approach. He's still He's still very new at West Brom. He's still got to try and find out what his players are best at, how they fit his system best. So it's one of them things. He just knows how to play the safest style of football. And Arsenal still never played great against Brighton. It weren't shit. It weren't as bad as anyone else. But it weren't fantastic. It was one of them. It could have went either way. And that's why I think it'll be a draw, because I feel like them performances only get you so far for so long. And I do feel like Arsenal will get caught out soon. So I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1. Very different predictions there from us all. Nico says, yes, James Redmondinho. Sam Wright says, evening, James, you lovely little sausage.
Give me the edges. Give me the edges.
Right. David says, hey, James, now we're complete. Let's get Welford on to be fair, Welford's in Dubai. He is watching us right now, to be fair.
I did not just call you a bastard, just notice the way I said lucky.
He is a lucky bastard. And Dicko says, James sleeping because it's freezing in Liverpool. Absolutely. Doing good, lad. Welford TV is going to be big. Welford and David just having their own little conversation in the comments there. We love it.
I love David.
Love that. There's only one James in Liverpool, and that's not Rodriguez. It's Redmondinho. Don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. I bet James is a really big sausage. Just guessing, and I have no personal right. Okay, well,
right. Let's start.
Let's move
on to the next one. Yeah,
on to the next one. Like we all got a bit weird there.
You will stand corrected, though, David. Let's move.
No proof of that. But next game.
Right.
Let's get on to the next one then. Chelsea versus Manchester City. two pretenders this season who have come and gone, who have flirted with the top of the table, flirted with us at the top of the table, haven't managed to grip onto it. Everton, though, we have to say, last 5 games, 4 wins. They obviously lost the last one, but City, 3 wins in 5 with 2 draws chucked in. It's 5th versus 8th. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing, guys. I was looking at Everton's form there. It's actually Chelsea's form. They've only won 1 in 5, Chelsea, which really, I mean, if that was us, right, and we'd won 1 in 5, which has happened to us. I mean, us is a bit of a bad example because we've got the best manager in the world. But if that happened at Arsenal, which it has, obviously there has been big calls for Arteta. But I feel like, is Lampard maybe getting away with the fact that they're just not picking up as many wins as possible here? 1 win in 5, James, for Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm confused on Chelsea because people have said to me that Frank Lampard is like, you know, he's not a great manager. He's going to get proven out soon. But I just think like he got top 4, and I know that it was a mad season, but he got top 4 with kids. And now that he hasn't now that he's added some of his own players, it looks like it's actually more difficult. But that's what comes with pressure, and this is what I've been saying. Frank Lampard is going to get in trouble when people realise that he's not a title contender team. He hasn't got a title contender team. Maybe on paper he does, but you can't expect that many players to come in and then it's just the same whoop-de-doo business as usual. You can't just expect them to come in and they play amazing football. This is not FIFA. It's one of them things. These players will take time to adjust. It does not surprise me that Kai Havertz has come into the most difficult league in world football and hasn't smashed it yet. Why? Don't get me wrong, I thought he would have done better. But still, you know there's a lot of pressure. You know it's very different to the Bundesliga. Same with Timo Werner. Again, someone who I thought would have done much better. And he's someone who's letting his team down. Yeah. But you'd still expect
no goal in 11 games in all comps, James.
Get on this. Kai Havertz, or at least I checked this before Chelsea's last game. And it was Kai Havertz has played 13 games this season. 1 goal and 1 assist, so 2 goal contributions. Joel Matip has played 8 games this season, and he's scored 1 goal and 2 assists, so 3 goal contributions in near enough half the game time. But as for this one, though, Frank Lampard, I respect what he's done, but I do feel like it's becoming very evident that it's going to be hard to maintain this with the other teams when it comes to staying in that top 4. As for this game, Pep needs points. He needs to stay on top because he needs to be winning these games in hand if he wants to stay in the title race with us. I'm going to say, I think Man City's defence is too good. I'm going to say, and where are Chelsea going to get the goals from? So I'm going to say a Man City 2-1 win.
2-1 win for City. Let's talk about City because, yes, they have kind of picked up some form in the last 5 games. But let's touch on the news that Kyle Walker allegedly hosted a party with 20 people from different clubs over New Year's Eve. I mean, this is really the reason why their game with Everton got called off, boys. I mean, if there's not kind of more consequences for that, are they getting a bit of an
I'm not being funny yet. Sorry, Doyle, if you were going to say something on it. With Kyle Walker, I think with Kyle Walker, it's like if that's one of our players, we're getting bashed.
I was going to say that though, lad. Mo Salah did it, didn't he, in his wedding, lad, and he did get tethered for it. So
oh my God. So right, oh my God, Doyle, you've gave me an example to use, and I'm going to run with it. Get on this, Mo Salah. That was the perfect example to use, Doyle. You've smashed it because Mo Salah got the piss taken out of him 4 days on him, by the way, when he went to that wedding. No, we shouldn't be going there. Oh, if he's had COVID, that's because. And it's like now that Kyle Walker's done it, he's cancelled the freaking Premier League game.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing no one really chatting shit about him.
But also, it's like, it's not even the first time that he's done that in this lockdown period. He got in trouble for having an orgy in a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Nico saying Kyle Walker is a dick for that. 5 City players have been ruled out through COVID, and a lot of them did apparently attend this New Year's Eve party.
Well, then that's their own fault. People keep mentioning City's COVID break to our injury break. Well, our injuries we're not signing up for them. Do you know what I'm saying?
And we're not getting games postponed for them either, lad. We're not getting Van Dijk's injured, so postpone this game, lad, innit? We're not getting that, lads.
Yeah, exactly. At least you're getting a rescheduled fixture. You lucky bastards.
Should be getting a bye really for that.
3 points deduction.
Fraudiola. Pep needs to smash Fat Frank, but he won't, and maybe squeak with a 2-1. Yeah, James. Shouldn't the FA be looking into this? I think they will be, to be fair. So right, let's go with predictions. Doyle, what do you reckon for this one?
2-1 City.
James is going 2-1, 2-0 City, are you?
I'm saying 2-0 now. I think a clean sheet now will be the case. I don't think Chelsea will score. Where are you going to get a goal from?
Well, this is the thing. Like Nico makes a great point here. Werner, we dodged a bullet and luckily got Jota. I mean, let's not lie. I mean, we all did want Werner. Klopp wanted Werner.
I wanted Werner so
yeah, but now that we've got Jota, lad, no one's asked, bro. Because look at him, he hasn't scored in 11 games. And the only thing that's stopping Jota from scoring, lad, is an injury. That's it, bro. When he comes back on that pitch, he's going to slot another one in the goal, lad. So it's sweet.
Nah, you're right, Doyle. But Doyle, get on this. Like,
and he was cheaper.
Think about it, Doyle, yeah. If I said to you in the summer, right, I'm going to give you this option. You've got Werner for 60 mil, or you've got Jota for 40. What are you?
Of course, I'm going to say Werner, lad, aren't I? I'm going to
but it's not even. But it's not even just one of them. Like you'd say Werner by a landslide. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not even a choice there. But like 100%. Now though, it's boss how the wheels are turned, and that's what I'm trying to say. Hindsight can be a great thing when it comes to situations like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we definitely dodged the bullet considering the stats and the facts and the figures. The Unbeatable says, which Manchester club do you want to fight for the Prem with for a few years? I'd love to fight United for a few years. Do you know what? Ever since really Liverpool were successful, I don't think we've ever had a really intense kind of all the way to the end title race with Man United, which is crazy because we're the two biggest teams in the country by far, but we've never really had a head-to-head like Man City. But you'd prefer to have it with? Would you prefer to have that race with United over City?
Yeah, I would not. I say yes, but also I can't bear the thought of having Man U supporters who think the team's boss lads. You know what I mean? So it's one of them. I'm saying now just for the old rivalry, but also I don't even want to think about.
Listen,
what
they're already starting. They're already starting. And United fans.
I can't be arsed with that, lads. They'll start comparing like Bruno Fernandes is one of the best players in the world and that, or like, I just can't. I can't. I don't know why we want this, lad, now that you said it, actually.
Yesterday, Gary Neville posted a picture of him popping some champagne on Twitter for being joint top.
But this is another thing, lads.
But they're not actually joint top. They're second. They're not joint top. If the league finished tomorrow, we would win it and they would come second. So
a lot of pundits and Man U supporters as well, lads. So that's another thing that would just be heavy. It's already starting, like Jay's just said, with Gary Neville doing all this madness, lad. No, they need to crash, lad. I don't want United doing nothing. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
well, I don't know why I ever even got. I don't want them doing nothing, lads. Fuck them, bro.
Yes, it's one of them. Like, I jumped into Rance's stream yesterday, and he said to me, they all said to me, I went into the war zone basically, and I basically they were just saying to me that they were genuinely thinking they have a chance to win this league, and I was just trying to offer to them that. I understand why you're excited right now. Every fan base has a right to be excited when you win a few games back to back. But it's one of them things like you will realise where you are. You were the team that got knocked out of the Champions League with one win to get in the final 3 games. So it's like you just haven't got the resources outside that starting 11 on paper to compete with Liverpool, even with the circumstances that we're under right now. And I feel like they'll realise that very soon. That being said, it'd be exciting. But if it in any way meant that they could win that title race, then fuck that, mate. I can't be bothered.
Lads, Man United the shit. Simple as that. This is a weird league. We're playing kids at the back and we're still top of the league. All right?
This is what I'm saying.
We're literally playing Reece Williams and Nat Phillips, lads. Yeah, lads. We're playing the 4th choice sometimes. Lad, we're literally playing the 4th choice centre-back. That's mad. And we're still top of the league, lads. We're top of the league still, lads, you know what I mean? So they can say and do whatever they want and get excited, lads. But I'm not asked because we're still going to be all right. We're top of the league still with all that. So as far as I'm concerned, the quality difference is still massive, lad. Oh, yeah. So it's massive, lad. City is still the contenders for me, lad. In my eyes, City is still the ones. They'll creep up late in the season and everyone will be like, oh, wasn't that mad? And I'll be like, no, because I always said they were going to do it, lads. So, yeah.
There you go. Ant Dicko says the Manx are hilarious. Best band based on our best band, and on the other side, a statue of a Scouser. Yeah, I mean, they you know, their top goal scorer of all time is literally a Scouser. So when they say what they sing whenever they come to Anfield, well, they won't be coming to Anfield this year, but it's ironic, really, that their best ever player is a Scouser. So we can all laugh at that, really. Divers, cheats, Man United, blatant dive yesterday versus Villa. I hate United fans. Sayates James, a reference to the young gentleman in shot there. And we're getting Thiago now. And we're getting Thiago now, then Van Dijk, then Jota, then Millie. A lot of people to come back. I do think Thiago will start the next game, which we are about to preview. Doyle, agree with all you said, but it's only fair if Fab gets someone quick next to him. We are too naive defending counter-attacks.
We do, lad, the window's open soon. What's open now, is it? Is it open?
It's open. It's open right now.
I would say that we need a defender, lad. I genuinely, like, I know
Sven
Virgil's going to come back. Just get someone in there. I don't know who, lads, but just get someone in. Just get someone.
But this Sven Botman apparently is happening, apparently.
Yes,
how much?
I know.
How much? How much?
Him. Like 25.
James, take it away, James. You know more about this than us.
Go ahead, like, tell us the rumours, bro.
Sven Botman, he is a 20-year-old centre-back. He's just joined Lille from Ajax in the summer. 21 games, 9 clean sheets. Lille, the second, their defence is fantastic. He has been brilliant, and he's been a forever presence, and he's been doing it at a good level. Now, if people want per shares, then you should absolutely want Sven Botman. It's one of them things, mate. He's been putting it in, week out, and Lille fans want to keep him. But also, the reason why it might be all the more likely is because Lille are in financial difficulties right now. So they could do with any slump of cash that we offer to them. Liverpool need to take advantage of that because 25 million plus add-ons is massive to Lille right now, and we need a centre-back. And the way Liverpool need to portray this position, because before, I thought, from what I was hearing and what I was seeing, Klopp and Edwards just didn't seem like, everything that I was hearing just didn't seem like they were going to go and get a centre-back. But now it looks like, from what I've been hearing and what's been rumbling, that we're actually, this is really, Jurgen Klopp has realised he can't go on and win a league with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. He knows Joel Matip's not reliable enough. He knows Fabinho's not actually a centre-back, even though he's doing a great job there. We need to go out and get someone. And the way he needs to sell it to this Sven Botman is, yes, you're coming in as maybe a backup option, but right now you're coming in to play in the first team. So if you prove to me you're good enough, I will keep you in the first team.
Yeah.
It's one of them things. Come to me and show me that you're good enough to play for one of the best clubs in the world. Not, oh, by the way, you're coming in for these few months and then we're never going to play. He's 20 years of age. Everything makes sense for me in this signing.
So basically what this kid's got to come in and do and say to Klopp is, I'm going to give you options in this centre-back position now. I'm going to give you a proper option. Because he's 20, lad. He's not going to come... Yeah, exactly, lad. That's what you want. You want him to come in and just be versatile now. Also, boys, I've got a question here. Can we put this new kid in the Champions League side going forward? Are we allowed to do that?
Also, refreshes in January, so we can.
Yes, so also
yeah, so that'd be a good... There you go, lads.
He's a left footer.
That's perfect, bro. This is spot on, because he's going to be versatile that way, lads. We can put him in the Champions League and in the Premier League, and then we've got Reece Williams and Nat Phillips as the backups in either or, lads, as well. This is perfect, lads. This is spot on. He just needs to come in and do a job. And Shears has got a left foot as well, and he shares his left foot as well, lads. That makes loads of sense, lads.
Yeah, that's obviously what...
Sign the paper, kid.
But Per Shares as well. People who said he would take Per Shares, he's had a lot of questionable games for Ajax. He looked good against us. But if you speak to Ajax fans, they're not even sure on him. Whereas this is someone who's been established in the league. I know it's the French league, but he's been established since the beginning of the season. He's been doing very well. He's got the highest success rate of duels won. He's a very good option.
Don't get me wrong, no, lads. Don't get me wrong. Like, every single time anyone buys anybody from the French league, lad, I'm always a little bit sus.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just talking about circumstances. We can't be getting complacent right now. We just need a centre back, and for me, that works. In terms
left
of the
footed one's decent as well, lads. I like the left foot.
How many left footers do you see? Yeah, that's right.
None, lads. And so we need one, lad. That's a good shout. And that's what I mean. He needs to give Klopp them options now. Just come in and do a job.
Yeah, I think that he can basically say to him, like, look, who's like what Doyle said, who's saying that you've got to be a sixth choice? The door is open and it will stay open for you if you just play well. And then when Virgil comes
that's what
back...
Klopp's like, lads.
Yeah, 100%. He gives everyone a chance. And if you do well, you stay in. Simple as that. Mitchell says Sven Botman only does absolutes. Trudon says Botman is done. Apparently, he knows that the deal is now done. So we'll see about that one there.
It's yes, lads.
let's actually
how much again?
25 mil of
That's how
add-ons.
much you want to spend in the January transfer window, isn't
That's
it?
it.
That's what you want to
That's
spend,
all right.
lads. We've probably got a loose 25 mil there, lads.
Listen, that's Ryan Brewster. That's Ryan Brewster money.
Yeah.
It is, lads. It is, but like if you look at Ryan Brewster now, lads, and
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not disrespecting the kid, like, because he's talented, lad. But right now, obviously, he's not doing it because that team that he's in is just a sinking ship, lad. The poor kid, lad. The literal poor kid. It's the worst time he could have went, lad. I feel terrible for him. But also, Sven Botman in it, lad. Sven fucking Botman, lad.
I've got him on the train, Alex. I've got him on the train.
I love this. Doyle was like, so who's this fella? 5 minutes later, get him in, lads. Get him in.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you have a conversation with someone who does the research on a daily basis, my mate.
Lad, that's what Scousers do, though, lad. As soon as you join Liverpool, lad, you get taken right in there, lad. Get in, lads.
Yeah, we're getting news from James Redmond. Absolutely, all breaking stuff here. Man, James is so vibey, fella. Love you all, lads. Well, we love that as well. Thank you very much. Let's actually get into this game. Aiden says, big up AGT, JR and Doyle. Let's get into the actually previewing this one. Away, guys. This stadium has proved troublesome for a lot of people. I think we've actually got a decent record of playing Southampton away. You remember last season we won. The season before was that amazing purple kit game that I seem to call it, where Henderson scores, Salah scores, ripped his shirt off. The only thing for me that would make me slightly nervous about this one is the fact that Southampton are having such a good season. I mean, they're 9th at the minute, won 7, lost only 4. To be fair, though, they haven't won in 4 games. Now, is this the type of game that if we come there and absolutely rip them to shreds, could we see a little decline there from Southampton? Because they did start off so well. Danny Ings is one of the top scorers. If we do win, is this the start of a downhill for them, Doyle?
Yeah. Sorry, go on, Doyle.
It won't be like that, lad. It'll be one of them. Southampton have a high press, bro. They're going to go at our defence and they're going to know it's weak, lad, and that's all they're going to go for, literally. And that'll leave spaces for us to score goals, lad. Now, it's going to be one of them type of games, lad. Are we going to take our chances? Because you see Newcastle, lad, we had chances and we didn't take them, lads. We should have buried so many goals against Newcastle, lad, and finished them ages ago, lad. So it's one of them. Southampton are going to come at us and they're probably going to score some goals, boys, because they are good at the high press. That's what's making them successful at the moment. Can we score goals? I don't know. What are the boys going to do, lads? Because they've been mediocre, lads, in the past few games, you know. It's horrible to see. It's one of them, lads. It's like, you see it against the big teams where they can pull it out the bag all the time, so you know they can do it, lads. But they're just getting complacent in my man. This is complacency, lad. It's not good. So, unless Klopp's whipped them into shape, lads, or something, you know what I mean? I can see us bouncing back. We do like a good bounce back, lad. So let's. I'm going to go positive, lad, and I'm going to say like Liverpool will win this one, lad. But go ahead, Jay, lads. Take it away, brother.
I was only going to say that even though you gave us them stats, Alex, I can give you one that Liverpool have only be 4 of the bottom 6 at the moment.
Yeah,
no, sorry, they drop points against 4 of the bottom 6. And not only that, we haven't won. We've drew 5 of our last 6 away games. So when you're talking about that, we're coming into a great informed team like Southampton. It's not an ideal situation to be in. And the only thing that makes me confident is that compared to them other teams that we've dropped points against, Southampton are actually more wanting to play football. They actually enjoy to play more offensively. And don't get me wrong, they'll sit back. Any team will sit back against Liverpool, but they'll be a bit more free to where Liverpool can maybe do a bit more, have a bit more of their freedom.
Like a Leeds-Liverpool game, lad, like that Leeds-Liverpool game. Yeah. Like
a bit more like tennis in a sense, a bit more like a basketball match. That's
it, a good game, lad. I'm looking
very
forward
good game.
To it.
Very good game. And Southampton have got ballers there. When you talk about James Ward-Prowse on set pieces, we'll need to watch out for him all day, every day. Danny Ings, Che Adams, 4 goals and 4 assists in the league this season. That's someone we'll need to watch out for in terms of creativity as well as goals. They've got a lot of good players. Vestergaard is out injured for Southampton now. He's a very important part of their team and their back line, so that's massive. Nathan Redmond's out, I believe, as well. So it's one of them things like, we know it's a difficult game, but I feel like where Liverpool can take advantage is what our downfall was in previous games. First off, taking our chances, but we were coming up against teams that were very defensive and were very happy to get the point that they were there for. I think Southampton are now going to see these points that we've been dropping, and they're going to think, you know what, mate? We're going to go for you, so we're going to try and get all 3, because all these teams being getting draws, but now a draw against Liverpool is becoming standard, so we're going to come and beat you. I hope that's the way they do look at it, because I feel like if they do and they go offensive, we can take advantage.
Yeah.
Especially Thiago there.
As long as the finishers start finishing, lad, because Mo Salah, lad, the other day against Newcastle, lad, I don't know what boots he had on that day, lad, but they weren't shooting boots, I can tell you that, bro, because he just missed about 50 chances. It was heavy. But yeah, go ahead. I reckon Liverpool are going to get this one still, you know. I reckon it'll be a high-scoring game. I reckon it'll be like I'm going to say it, lad, a 3-2.
3-2. We'll get into a quick lineup prediction and score prediction. Just a couple of comments coming in, some funny ones as well, to be honest. I don't trust the French, they eat snails. Bit unfair. I don't care who it is, just getting a centre-back ASAP, says Aidan. But Darren Whelan, the legend, says, yes, the lad's looking fresh. Good news, we will sign a centre-back who is ready-made and could have for the next 12 to 13 years. That's a long time. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with the TV deals right now in France, which could mean that this deal gets sped up a bit more. Fonte, the former Southampton defender, has actually basically come out on Instagram and left a comment to say that another centre-back partner of his is leaving to the Premier League, which isn't good for them, but great for us. Apparently, we've agreed the fee of 25 plus add-ons, which is great. Doyle, you sound like you're loaded. With the money sign there, says Darren Whelan. Not too sure what you're going there. Yeah. Where is Origi going to? If you want to know that, watch James Redmond's video. Divock Origi for Liverpool anymore. Check out him. And also, by the way, guys, if you've been living under some sort of rock, you can subscribe to James Redmond's channel just below in the description, and Doyle's channel as well, where he will be uploading very soon. 2-1 to Liverpool, says Nico. Vestergaard and Redmond are ruled out, confirms David, as James told us there. 2 or 3-1 to Liverpool. 3-1 win from Trudon. 2-1. 3-1, us by 75 minutes. Southampton are light because they don't park the bus, and Walcott is looking like the hyped prospect that he once was.
I know, it's mad.
At 32.
It's
brilliant.
Actually mad.
Yeah, 2-5 Joe Brady's going for him. Huge Liverpool away win that would be. Thiago has to start 1,000%. We are going to speak about this very quickly. 4-1 Liverpool, 3-1 Liverpool. Some great stuff here. Brighton Wolves is 3-3 now. That's interesting. How tall is AGT? Looks like Crouch when he interviews James Redmond.
He's only 5'4", lads.
I'm 6'3", but James is like 5. What are you?
Like 5'10", 5 something.
5'10", yeah, easy. Come on, light work. 5'10".
5'10".
Those are around the same size as well, to be fair. But
I'm taller than Doyle. I'm taller than Doyle. I'm taller than you, lads. You know that.
How can you be taller than me if I'm 6'5"?
You're not 6'5", Doyle.
Well, we'll have to get some pictures up. Can we get some pictures up of Doyle and James? Yeah, we'll have to put them back to back. But thanks. Apparently, I look like Crouch when I interview JR. Love that. Smash them likes. Absolutely do that. And I love Crouch. He's a.
It's my small torso. I've got longer legs than torso, so it's one of them.
I've got good weight, lads. I've got a longer torso than legs.
Unfortunately, we've got an absolute dickhead on the stream right now who's getting banned for saying. I'm not even going to show the comments.
Don't give him the time of day. Just get him blocked.
What a scumbag. Everyone's going to block this shot. Absolutely.
Good vibes only, my friend.
Good vibes only. We don't need them kind of energies there. But let's get into the lineup prediction for this one. Going to be interesting. It's a Monday night kickoff. Traditionally, I hate Monday night kickoffs. I'm not going to lie to you because you've kind of seen everyone else play, and then it gets to Monday, and it's like, well, you can't lose this. You can't draw. So there's a lot of pressure on this one. So lineup prediction, it's got to be Alisson in goal. It's got to be Trent. It's got to be Fabinho. And it's got to be Nat Phillips, lads. Do we reckon?
No. It's got to be Reece. It's got to be Reece. One thing that I feel like we saw with Nat so far is that he's better aerially. He's
He's a slug, lad.
And he's not one of them. You do not want him to come up against Che Adams and Danny Ings. You would much prefer a more mobile player than Rhys Williams, in my opinion. So Rhys Williams.
He's a slug, lad. He's all right, lad.
I think that's harsh.
It's not,
I
lad.
think you can't call Nat Phillips a slug.
He is a slug.
I think it's harsh to call him a slug. I think
who
you can call him a
did he get smoked by? Who did he get
I
smoked
think you
by?
can call him a butterfly at least. A beautiful butterfly.
Callum Wilson's
Callum Wilson's a good striker.
Yeah, but Callum Wilson's a beast, bro.
Yeah, lad, he did.
He
didn't just smoke him, lad. He smoked him, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what Nat Phillips's main strength is reading the game. He doesn't really put himself in positions where he's up 1-on-1 against the pacey play. Brilliant in the air. You know what?
Where he got.
I swear that was Fabinho
against the pacey player. It wasn't. It was Nat Phillips, lad, and he tried to push him over, lad, and missed him.
It was Nat Phillips.
Right,
that was only one thing, no, Doyle.
He kept a clean sheet. He kept a clean sheet.
All right, Rhys Williams because he's more mobile. But Nat
I
Williams
agree.
But Nat Phillips is still a slug.
I don't think he's a slug. I think you're being dead.
All right. 70% a slug.
30% human.
Nah, he's sick, lad. He's still a good player, lad. I think he's boss, lad.
What do you mean? You can't call someone a slug and then say he's a good player.
Hang on. Everyone shut up. Hang on. You've called him... First of all, he was 100% a slug. Then he was only 70% a slug. But now you're like, he's actually all right. Make your mind up, Doyle. What is he, a human or a...
Guilty, lads. Just let me have an opinion without making me feel
That's
guilty,
what you are, Doyle, a flip-flop.
That's what you are, lad, a tit.
Next question, lads.
Well, no, because we haven't even gotten to the left back yet. This is what I like about Nat Phillips. Aidan says he's an old school centre back. He absolutely headers his headers into row Z, and that's what you want sometimes. He is old school. He's been our man of the match 2 games that he started. Not as mobile as Reece, aka a tiny bit of a slug, but he's stronger and reads the game better. I would agree with Darren here. I agree with a lot of things Darren Whelan says, to be fair, but we're actually going to outrule you here, Doyle. You're Rhys Williams as well, aren't you, James?
Yes. Rhys Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Right, well, you've both outruled me then on my own channel, so we'll go with Rhys Williams.
But Alex, I'd like to know why you would start Nat Phillips over Rhys Williams, to be fair. Because if that's your choice, I want to know why you've...
He's been man of the match 2 games that he started. Clean sheets in both games.
Was he man of the match against Newcastle?
Yeah.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, apparently that's what Darren said. Anyway, don't fucking blame me.
I don't think that can be right. I thought it was James Milner, but in terms of outfield players or Alisson, but I don't know why it was Nat Phillips if it was.
Chris is getting questioned. He is getting questioned in the comments. Chris here says, which 2 games, lol? So, yeah, there's I think it was 1 game that he was man of the match for, to be fair. I think that was West Ham and Brighton. Maybe it was Brighton as well, to be fair. He did have a good one there.
But
this is what I'm saying, though. You realise and he's better in the air than what you can't have.
He played against Halle, lads. He played against Halle.
Alex, even though it was only one thing, you did see what happens when a 1-on-1 happens against Nat Phillips, and it's now you've got a Danny Ings and you've got a Che Adams who can also run at you, and you've got 2 of them. That's why I'm picking Rhys Williams over him.
Yeah. All right, well, Rhys Williams it is. Listen, if it's 2 against 1, we got to go with the majority. So yeah, I reckon Rhys Williams at centre back with Fabinho, left back Robbo. Right, the midfielders, lads. I mean, now that we've seen Thiago come back onto a football pitch for only 23 minutes, and we saw what he could do. For me, it's not even a question of whether he starts or not. He's in. And that's the way. And that's the way now. Thiago, Gini, Hendo. Is that what we reckon, lads?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. That's what we've... Gini, Thiago, Hendo. Just play Hendo, why not? Says Welford. But yeah, I think everyone's coming in with the same kind of comments. Thiago, Gini, Hendo. Thiago, Gini, Hendonio. We love that little Brazilian twist on Hendo's name.
Hendonino, the boy.
Is right. And it'll be the first time that I think we will be seeing Thiago in that beautiful away shirt that we've got this season. So, he's just a beautiful man.
Seeing Thiago come back means that if we need this, lad, Hendo can go centre-back. That's what this is all about, lad. Now we have more options, lad. And I guarantee you're going to see Hendo at centre-back at some point in the season. Bet you, lad.
We've already seen it. He played centre-back against Fulham.
There you go, lad.
For half an hour. Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah, everyone's saying Thiago, Ginny, Hendo, and then it's just the three lads up front, isn't it? Really,
Yeah, man.
Iniesta.
Probably in his new life, like, but also heavy lads. Why haven't we won these last 2 games?
We can't listen, lads. We normally after we draw a game, we come back and win it. There's not really been any times during
Newcastle, bro. Newcastle is that game. Lads,
I'm saying that was the only time it's happened. It's the only time it's really happened in Klopp's tenure that
you can tell you can tell these draws have hit Doyle hard, can't you?
Yeah, lads. Do you know why? Do you know why, lads? Do you know why?
I've spoken to you for a bit, Doyle.
We should have won them, lads.
I spoke to him for a while. I didn't know he was going to be like this, lads. I've had for being that long. You need more positivity in your life.
Thanks, brother. Thank you, lads.
I'll make sure I'm here for you. Bloody hell, lad. Alex is really bad, isn't he?
Yeah, lads.
I know, but listen, I'm the same. I'm just smiling because you know it's good content. But I'm the same. I'm the same. But we have to win.
It's not even because it's because we should have scored so many times. It was just one of them. It's like
game especially.
It was just I was like, I was so convinced we were going to win because we were getting that many chances. Like the one where that keeper, he was just insane. The keeper was just boss again. Keepers have just had good games against us, lads. Yeah, like the one where he grabbed his leg.
Yeah, that's a penalty. If I did that on the street to someone, I'd probably get done with GBH.
If
I just held someone's leg back when they were trying to walk. Imagine me doing that to a granny at a bus stop. Everyone would want me out, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose even if you do a shove in public, you're after to get behind bars. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is a contact sport.
Yeah, it's a contact sport. Well, supposedly a contact sport, but yeah.
Right, lineup prediction in the bag. Score prediction on this one. Are Southampton going to score, lads? That's the main question for me here. So Doyle reckons they are going to score probably. James, how does that affect your prediction?
I think that it will be a Liverpool 3 or 3, as some of the Irish people say it. And Southampton 1.
Southampton.
No, I said Southampton. Southampton 1, yeah.
Southampton. Yeah. So 3-1 away win.
Because when I do the Irish accent, I usually go into Conor McGregor. That was trying to be more actual Irish, do you know what I mean? But fuck it. Yeah. Anyway, 3-1.
3-1. Doyle, what do you reckon, mate?
Same, lad. 3-1.
I actually think 3-1 as well. I'm not
because they're going to be more open.
Yeah. If we take the chances, like, Thiago's going to be putting them on the platter for, for Mane and Salah.
Thiago's like a shabby Alonso. It's harder to mess up the touch than actually create the touch, you know what I mean? The passes are just that good.
I actually think this will be the first time, and I hope he does play 90 minutes, but this could be the first time that we see Thiago on a pitch for the full game. And we have never seen that yet in a Liverpool shirt. So we don't actually know or realise what he's actually capable of when he stays on for more than 20 minutes.
Did he start against Everton? Did he start?
But he only played 87 minutes.
I don't know if he started.
No, he did.
That's what I'm asking.
Did he start? I don't think he started that game.
No, I don't think he did. He came on as a sub and then they give him a red card.
Yeah, because Matip.
I think he got a red card. Richarlison.
No, he didn't. Got yellow for that. Scumbag.
Did he?
Yeah. I just want to see Thiago. Did he get sent off? He did.
He got sent off.
I think all of us can't wait for Thiago to get his first goal. James does the best Conor McGregor accent, says Darren Reed, and we love that. He played the full game against the Bitters, apparently, says Nathan. So if Nathan says it, then yeah. He did start. Agree with Welford, 2-0. He played 90 against Everton. See, as soon as we make a little mess up here, the lads are onto us. They know the score.
That's why we love them, because then the people who aren't watching this live now know that information.
Yeah,
exactly. Listen, lads, 3-1. We're all going for. Hopefully, we can start to pull away. As the title of this video says, no messing around now. Yeah, we've messed around for 2 games in a row. No more messing around. Otherwise, bad things will happen. Okay. So,
Jay, Gonna
Hello.
need you on the phone to me on the next game, then lad, when you call me.
Counselling sessions.
It's gonna be all right, Doyle.
Doyle,
You know, lad,
we are
honestly, get there,
champions.
it's sick.
We are champions. Now say it with me.
Champions,
Say it with me. 6 times. 6 times. There we go.
Champions, bro. When you go to sleep, Doyle, just, you know, instead of counting sheep, just say champions, bro.
Just be there with your legs folded and rock back and forth and be like, we are the champions. We are the champions.
Yeah. Just name all the years that we've won the league. Innit?
Just like a little quiet one, like Steve Gerrard is our captain. Steve Gerrard is all right. Liverpool, Scott, and then he goes from nervous and like all shaky to Scouse ball and bread,
And then just pass
in the
on.
middle of the kitchen floor, and then just falls asleep in his mouth.
Just say like shit, mate. I took it too far.
Joe Brady says, "What's with the eyes, Alex?" I think he was meaning these ones. It's the pressure eyes. It's the don't mess up eyes. Otherwise, there'll be consequences. David says we need to start getting a run of wins. That goes without saying. Absolutely. Yeah. Right, lads. 3-1 that we all say here. Lovely stream. If you haven't subscribed and you've been watching, shame on you. I'll give you another chance now. Hit that subscribe button. It's not too much to ask for. If you do like the stream, it does really help. Please like as well. Go and follow and subscribe to James and Doyle. That is all for Kop to Bottom. I will be back on Monday after the game with the post-match reaction show to Newcastle. But then on Tuesday night, I have Nick Bright, the one extra DJ, on the show on top of the Kop. So that'll be a wicked one as well. Yes, Joe Brady says, get over to James Redmond channel for the live. Absolutely. And Up the Red says Kieran. Love that stuff. Right, guys. Much love to you all. Take care. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.